Hey guys, this is Brian,
Susan, and Dave
from 3-Player Co-op, and you're listening to a podcast specializing in sports, life, and shenanigans, the Modern Maverick Podcast. Check out our podcast on iTunes. 3-Player Co-op, proving that while 2's a party, 3 helps you get things done. That wasn't bad.
Oh, it's time for another episode of the Modern Maverick Podcast with the Maverick, JFlynn. Life, sports, shenanigans. Let's do this, fuckers. Today's episode is brought to you by Arage Design, a renovation specialist with over 10 years of experience. Arage Design specializes in Italian-style showers, walk-in closets, and all your other renovation needs. Arage Design. Check them out at aragedesign.com. That's ORAJDESIGN.com. aragedesign.com. Oh, it's time for another episode of the Modern Maverick Podcast. I am your host, the Modern Maverick himself, and facing me is the sexy JFlynn.
Oh, you're too kind, sir.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Episode 20 of the Modern Maverick Podcast, coming to you live from Montreal, Quebec.
20 podcasts, my friend.
Episode 20. Yeah, boy. This podcast, first off, before I start off, I'd like to congratulate our friends at 3-Player Co-op for their season 2 that they just started. So congratulations on completing their season 1 of their podcast.
Yes, indeed.
They're into season 2, so congratulations, and looking forward to more episodes from that really awesome podcast.
Félicitations!
Félicitations.
De vos amis ici au Québec.
That's right.
Bonne Saint-Jean en retard, mon ami.
That's right, you too.
Thank you.
Bonne Saint-Jean-Baptiste.
People still say that, but now it's the Fête Nationale.
La Fête Nationale du Québec.
Yeah, man.
It's one thing that's good about living here in Quebec is that we get an extra. Well, not
no,
really.
That's not true.
Not true, because we
Ottawa,
lose on this family.
Yeah, they have their civic holiday. They also have, and then they have Family Day.
So we lose on 2, or
we're losing.
1.
I think we're losing out on 1, unless we're getting another day somewhere. But I don't think so. Pretty sure everyone celebrates Victoria Day.
You think?
Yeah, because especially us in Quebec, we'd be like, why we don't care about the Queen? Fuck the Queen, man. Fuck her in the air.
Fuck her in the ear.
In the air, man. That's where it hurts the most.
I think I think in September, I think the first week. No, that's la semaine, la journée du travail. That's
Labor Day. Labor Day, yeah. September, like first week.
August 1st, though, I know in New Brunswick, it's like the national holiday for New Brunswick.
Oh,
like New Brunswick.
Oh, just for New Brunswick. It's New Brunswick.
Well, I think it's like that everywhere else except for Quebec. Quebec, we have La Saint-Jean-Baptiste, which counts as our basically Journée Nationale.
That's it.
Le Québec.
A day to wave your flags. Do people wave like the New Brunswick flag and stuff? Do you see the New Brunswick
Not
flag?
as much as people. I don't think there's a province that's as proud. The Quebec.
No, well, obviously, because we're special here. We're different. We're unique.
We're French.
But some people are assholes. But there are assholes everywhere. Ours just happen to be French.
I'm looking at my board now. I'm using a different. I've upgraded to the new GarageBand, and how's that for you, sir?
It
looks to be recording. It's just kind of.
Is it futuristic like?
Well, I kept using the other one because I couldn't figure out the new one.
Uh-huh.
So in the past couple of days, I just started using. I said, "Fuck it, I have to upgrade," because the older version I couldn't use any of the features. It would just record. So what's up, man? It's been we didn't record a podcast last week.
We didn't. I'm getting ready to move. I move tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm stressed. I haven't slept in about 40 hours, and
damn, son.
I'm wired. I'm wired though. I'm ready for this. I was looking forward to this. That's why last week I was like, gonna pack, gonna do that shit. So the weekend before, the day before, I can chill out, just clean up, be able to have some fun, let loose, do the podcast, and then move tomorrow. So that's been taking over a lot of my
your
mental strength.
Yeah.
and
But
focus.
you know what? Moving is a shitty thing, the moving part. But when it's all over, it's fun. Right?
It's great,
It's a new
right?
beginning for you and your brother. You're moving in with your brother.
Yes, that should be interesting to say the least.
First time you live with your brother?
No, we did it once before. We lived in like this crack shack on the plateau. It was a great location. It was super cheap. I had a room that had a curtain. I had the curtain room.
So no doors?
I was the man behind the curtain. And I would come out all pissed off because I had to work like 7 days a week. And they would go out and drink and party and bring home like 10 strangers at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh.
And I would come out from behind my curtain looking like a cranky old man. And I'd just be like, shut the fuck up.
I'm trying to sleep.
Trying to sleep here, guys.
Gosh.
Could you just shut up? Shut up! Yes, thank you. So,
Can you bring my lipstick?
So, yeah. So it didn't really work out because he was like 21, 22 and whatnot.
And you were
And I was
older.
a fucking pissed off man. I was very pissed off very often.
Yeah, but you worked crazy shifts. No?
I did. And I was at a bitter point in my life.
Ooh.
So it was a bad combination of things. But now I'm different. I'm older. That was quite some time ago. We've evolved
Both
as
of
brothers
you
and friends.
are both mature and
I'd like to think so.
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure
We're
I can find
never-
a couple of people who would agree.
a few people.
I think so. Yes.
So you've been watching a lot of World Cup soccer in the last few
No, not really. I've been reading up about it a lot. I've watched a couple of games here and there. I watched Italy beat England, and then the entire community of Little Italy exploded.
weeks? Like they won the World Cup.
Like they won the World Cup, but I heard this rumor that they didn't even make it through to the knockout stage. Is that true?
Yeah, they're not there.
So at least they got one day to celebrate and have fun, right?
Yeah, I drove.
Mizziga, what happened to this Italian team? What happened to Azzurri? What happened to these guys?
To these guys.
It's
pretty good. That's a pretty good.
That's the Montrealer Italian.
I drove through the Little Italy on the day they got eliminated.
Oh, was it were like the flags at half mast?
Oh my God!
Old Italian women dressed in black clothing, all looking like they're going to a funeral.
It was epic. It was like there was like no traffic.
No kidding.
It was on Tuesday.
That game was
the
Tuesday?
holiday. It was the national
Oh,
holiday.
it was.
So it's raining. It was a shitty weather,
on
but
top
still,
of it.
you think if they would have won, it would have been. It would have
it would have been
chaos.
chaos. Yeah,
and,
it would have been what it
pandemonium.
was for the first game times. Whatever amount.
Did you see what happened though? The guy bit the other guy. And,
I did.
It's pretty crazy.
That kind of grabbed my
kinda-
attention.
They got upset about that because it should have been a card. It was right.
Well, at least they kicked him out of the tournament. He was suspended for 9 international games or something. So at least they did something.
4
about
months or 9 months or something.
I don't know. 2 good behavior. They're gonna give him one of those things that you give a dog so he doesn't.
It's like his fourth
not
time.
his cast.
It's like his
Those combs.
fourth times he bites someone in a game.
What?
Yeah.
How many times?
Third or fourth.
Jesus.
It's not his first time.
Give the man a muzzle.
Jesus.
Give him a muzzle.
Christ.
Luis, take it easy.
He puts Mike Tyson to shame.
Take it easy, Luis.
Take it easy, Luis Suarez.
Stop biting everybody.
Luis Suarez. So episode 20 of the Modern Maverick Podcast.
Yeah,
man.
this is very special.
Pretty happy about this, man. Who would have thought that after our first few episodes in our kitchen, in my kitchen and my old condo,
Yes, sir.
that we'd be sitting in our very own little studio with, a little bit more professional. And
Yeah.
that we're doing episode 20 of the Modern Maverick Podcast.
I know, 20. It seems it took like a little while to get here, but then I remind myself that we were off for a couple
Like
of months.
over 4 months.
Was it that long?
Yeah.
So
We've
took
been
us a little
steady
while.
except for 2 weeks since we've been back. We've recorded basically every week.
Yeah. We've been
I think
pretty
we
good.
were at episode 12 or 11 or 12 when before the break. I think it was 12. Then we've been
already done that
8
many, man.
episodes. So it's once a week. If we had more time and no job, it could be one every other day if it.
Well, that's
we
it.
could do
If
that.
I ever get a regular job from 9 to 5 or something, we can maybe work it out so we can do it in the week and we don't have to worry about interrupting our Saturday.
Yeah.
Because that becomes hard when you've got
yeah.
family engagements and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
we're pretty flexible, I think.
Feel bad for us, people. That's
Yeah.
where we cue a bid for sponsors. And say,
Yeah.
come on, man. We're pouring our hearts and souls into this.
We like
Give us your money.
We love to do this, but after a while, we do it for you.
We do it for you.
We do it for you.
Yes.
Let's do this!
Okay. I couldn't figure out who is that.
That's Brock Lesnar.
Okay. I thought it sounded like Paul Heyman.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Everyone, he's not a very good talker. When he gets loud and screams, yeah, he sounds really bad. He sounds kind of like if the Incredible Hulk inhaled a helium balloon. I think that's kind of what he would sound like. So his voice cracks. His voice cracks a lot, and he sounds goofy. And I found that on YouTube. It was like a compilation of his biggest fails. And
with Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, and that was just hilarious.
Was the number one the start?
I don't think it was in any particular order. It was just a random thing of like bloopers and stuff.
I can't
embarrassing moments.
That moment where he went for the what's it called there?
When he tried to do the shooting star press on Kurt Angle and landed on his neck, on his face.
Thank God he had a neck the size of two of my thighs, because he would have easily broken his neck.
Yeah, anybody's neck would have been snapped in half. Yeah.
He concussed himself instantly.
Yeah, well, it's one of those memorable moments that I'll never forget.
He went for it again.
He's doing it, what?
Yeah.
And then,
didn't he go for it again?
I think he might have done it again.
Because he didn't land it the first time?
Oh, no, not within the same match. No, he didn't do it again.
Okay.
Because he almost killed himself there. And he barely made it through the rest of the match, I think. He was really out of it.
He was.
I think they had to finish it up pretty quickly after that. No, it was like a shitty roll-up or something. Or
remember the Stone Cold Owen Hart when Owen Hart broke the neck of Stone Cold and Stone Cold was supposed to win? They were like, oh, fuck, just roll me.
Yeah,
just roll me.
Yeah, that's the one with the really bad roll.
Yeah, he just grabbed him from the crotch and just rolled him. We barely got on top, and they were like, yeah, you're fucked up, man.
Yeah, that wasn't
Stone Cold for a long time, man.
Yeah, well, it's because of that they banned all those moves. Like the Undertaker's like the only guy in the world, or at least in WWE, that can still do a pile driver, and it's so weak now. I remember I watched it at WrestleMania. I think he was like 6 feet. The guy's head was 6 feet from the mat.
Yeah, so. It wasn't even close.
No, it's like, don't even do it if you're gonna do it that cheap. It's like Triple H with this pedigree. Remember he used to do it the proper way. He would hold the both arms and really go down, and then he would let go of it, and his face would just slam. So he was just basically like flopping down.
Yeah,
like I'm tucking your
now
head
his
between
head is all the way.
Your head's between my knees, and now I'm gonna take you down.
Yeah,
you hit that mat.
There's a lot of finishing moves that are like, that's your finishing move.
Yeah, there's some lame ones now.
Huh? Like the DDT, Jake the Snake.
I always loved the DDT. Like when Raven used to do it, the even flow DDT used to call. Yeah, I like that variation of it. That was nice. Yeah, well, that was cool.
I almost went to see a local wrestling last week.
Really?
I went on this website. It's called NCW.
I think. My buddy. That's the I was telling you. My buddy there who was retired and his wife. The Temple de la Renommée, the NCW, and that's the federation they've wrestled in for a very long time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I went and saw one or two of their shows back in the day. Yeah.
And how was it? Because they had a show last weekend, and I was like, you know what? I might take my son. I want to see it. And I looked at the video and stuff, and I just ended up that I didn't have enough time, and I was like, I don't want to drive all the way to the East End. Well,
from what I've seen, and I kind of looked it up a bit when I saw my friend post the retirement thing of the Hall of Fame stuff, and seeing what before. I mean, it was just an indie fed, but they kind of appeal more to the French crowd. Like the guys will do their promos mostly in French and whatnot, and you get a lot of French characters, and I think they play a lot on a lot of those characters, French versus English and stuff like that. But it's not too racy. They'll have moments. They'll have a couple of hardcore matches. But I think it's like something that you can pretty much take your kid. I don't think you'll have to worry about being like an ECW fight or something.
No, not that I really care. But I wouldn't want to see too much blood.
Well, it's different too. I mean, he's 5, Caden.
Yeah.
So I mean, seeing it on TV, where it's like it's on TV, but then taking him in real life, and then he sees in real life, that may.
He's like,
you're like, what the fuck? It's a lot of
let's
blood.
get out of here.
That's a lot of real blood.
That's not
ketchup, Daddy.
Why do
I tasted it. No.
Why's it on my face?
No.
That wouldn't be a good moment.
Oh no!
Bring back my son with a face full of blood to his mother.
That is not good.
That is not good, man. So it's been a couple of weeks. Nothing really changed on my end. I've been watching a lot of World Cup. To be honest, I haven't watched every game. Obviously, I have to go to work, but on weekends and at night, I watched. I just get into it, the World Cup. I don't watch. I do follow soccer. I follow the Spanish league. I'm a big Real Madrid fan, but
You mean Real Madrid?
Real Madrid.
What's the artificial Madrid like? Fake Madrid, what are they called?
Yeah, they're not as good.
Sorry, everything's so tight, so hot,
It's hot already.
I'm already getting all sticky.
Hey.
Yeah, but World Cup, no, I don't know. I haven't really watched it. I'm not a soccer fan. What can I say? I'm not going to pretend. I mean, I'll end up watching the semifinal or final game or whatever, but
I've learned to like it in the last few years. It's my father-in-law kind of introduced it to me. Obviously, being into a Portuguese family with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Her father's big into soccer. My son likes to play, and I just enjoy watching it. Obviously, I don't watch it when it's not the World Cup. I don't spend many hours watching it. Oh, but when the World Cup comes, there's just something different. I just enjoy watching it. Plus, there's not really anything better on TV right now. It's like the summer, and except for Game of Thrones is finished.
That's finished. You can catch up on something that I can recommend this week TV viewing. The Fargo series.
Apparently, that's amazing, isn't it?
2 thumbs up all the way. It's only 10 episodes. Quick watch, about an hour, bit less than an hour per episode.
And the first season is finished,
Whiz
right?
through that on a Sunday. Yeah. It's good to be me,
Sorry,
folks.
did you say it's 30 minutes per episode?
No, it's about an hour per episode.
Okay, so I give her just over 40 minutes, I guess, with no commercials?
No, that's it. It's still like 56 minutes or something, I think. It's
with commercials?
Yeah, well, because I get them a certain way. I download them. So there's no commercial breaks.
There's no commercials
But the episodes were still over 50 minutes, I believe.
Wow.
And then the finale was just over 60 minutes, I think.
Because it's on...
Game of Thrones.
It's in on HBO?
It's on FX.
No, it's on FX. That's right.
So maybe they give it an hour and a half time slot or an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know.
That's weird. Because normally an hour show with
it would be
42 minutes.
44 minutes. Yeah,
42, 44
usually it's
minutes.
like 21. It's 21 or 22 minutes per half hour of actual TV. But anyway, really good. I watched that. I've also discovered Tinder. Well, not that I didn't know it existed, but I finally got it working on my phone because for some reason, I don't know if it was the universe or my phone telling me to just get a new phone or the universe saying, dude, don't even bother.
It didn't work?
But it wasn't working for a while. And then finally there was an update I saw for it. And then it worked. And then I had a couple of chicks and they're like, hey, what's up? And then I answered back and then they never wrote back again.
So tell me how it works, because I've heard about Tinder for a few
This is
times,
Tinder.
right?
It's just pictures of people, and you can have a little profile. Hold on, I'll wait for it to. You got to have it hooked up with like your location services and whatnot. Otherwise, it won't be able to locate anybody because it's all about finding people that are close to you.
Okay, so...
And you can pick your settings, right? And then you just go like, yeah, no, yeah, like we're gonna have to blur this out while people don't have to actually watch. So you just go yes, no, like that one. Yeah, oh, she looks pretty slutty. Yeah.
So when you say yes, it sends them a notification that you like the picture?
No, here's the thing. You will only discover the other person if you both yes each other, and then a match will pop up, and at that point you are allowed to send the person a message.
Oh, so she has to swipe.
So she's got to find you. You got to find her. It's like a movie. You know? It's just like a fairy tale. I went yes all night, and then finally one of those yeses yesed me back the next day.
Is that how it works?
I guess. I don't know. But anyway, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of fun. Anyway, we'll see what happens. People tell me I got to start making an effort if I ever want to.
Tinder, huh?
So yeah, but I have this isn't my official rant, but this is more of a little bit. But I had some observations regarding Tinder.
Okay.
If I could share them quickly with you and all of our listeners.
Go ahead.
What's the deal with all the Tinder girls that are posing with the same friend in every picture? Because you can have multiple pictures. But if you're trying to play some sort of sick game between you and your friend where, who do you think he thinks I am? Because in every picture would be me and you. Let's say I had 3 profile pictures, but everyone was me and you. You wouldn't know if I'm me or if you're me, right?
So on your profile, you can put 3 pictures.
You can put 1 picture. You can put 5 pictures.
So every picture, once in a while, the app uses randomly.
No, but it'll use the first one, but you can flip through them. You click on if you press on the person, then you can go through their pictures.
Okay, so you can actually view a profile if you like. Oh, this person.
Yeah.
You can see more.
It'll
pictures.
tell you the likes, and it'll tell you the likes that you both have in common, and that's based on your Facebook profile. So like all the bands and books and stuff you like and you put in your thing, well, they'll show up. So again, it's about finding somebody that has stuff in common with you. But most of the people don't seem to put that much stuff. But anyway, so I don't know what kind of sick game though. Think about it. So they're sitting there and saying, okay, so who do you think he thinks we are? You know, do you think it's me? Does he think
maybe it's because they're hesitant and they don't want to.
Who's gonna pick? Who's he gonna pick?
They don't want to commit 100%.
And then it's like single white female all over again. All right, so that's one thing. There's also others who specifically write in a profile. They're just looking for friends. Now, if you want to make friends, go to Jean Coutu, because if you're on Tinder, you're not there to make friends. You're either there to fuck or to meet somebody to fuck on a regular basis.
Yeah.
All right. Also, as far as my no's are, like definite no's, like things I see and I just know right away, even if they're hot, doesn't matter. Any chicks that are like skydiving or on like fancy locations on a fancy boat or yacht drinking champagne. No, I can't afford the first date. What the fuck? Where am I going to take her to McDonald's? Do you want to go smoke a joint in a parking lot, Cinderella? No. That's one thing. Also, the excessive duck faces. Like if you've got 3 pictures and they're all duck faces, like no, sorry.
Like my
also,
girlfriend's Twitter.
Yeah, one of them's fine. If everyone's a selfie and if all your profile pictures are selfies of you driving, I'm worried for your safety.
And you look like you're orange because you spend your time at the tanning salon.
Oh, that's an obvious no. Obviously, not the ones who just take the close-up face shots because you know.
They're a bit chubby.
You know, I'm sorry. And I don't mind a little chubby either, but I mean, I don't take the risk because then if she's really big, then I feel bad because you know what? Sorry, I'm just not attracted to it. Other people are, I'm sure. Not me. Also, pics with 3 kids? No, that's a definite no. I don't care how hot you are.
How about pics with cats?
Pics with cats, I thought weren't too bad. They were kind of like a bit much until I started seeing pictures of girls with their horses. Horses, dude. You would not believe how many girls in the province of Quebec have profile pictures posing with a horse.
So more than one girl.
A lot of them, like seriously. And what am I going to talk to about? What am I going to talk about with this girl who owns a horse? What do we have in common? So I can't relate to somebody who owns a horse.
Does she think by posing a picture of her horse, it makes her look sophisticated?
Sexy? She's looking for those.
Horse.
I ride a horse.
Because horses has always been...
you gallop. You gallop.
You know, you own a horse, you must have money because horses aren't cheap, you know, or like you're...
Yeah, well, that's it. You got to have money too. You know, maybe, I don't know, maybe she just went to a petting farm and she took a picture with
How about women with goats?
Bowl.
You've seen women with goats?
No, I didn't see any women with goats. The excessive makeup, I'm realizing more and more the eye makeup, that's the great deceiver, my friend. That Avril Lavigne black eyeshadow all around for like an inch around, giving those sexy raccoon eyes. I've seen too many of those before and after makeup pictures on Facebook memes to know that if they're putting that much, it's because it don't look that great without it. So I'm sorry, girls, stop pretending. You're just, you know, like again,
just put a fucking
just
picture
be real.
of yourself.
Just be real. Also, no pictures of girls with giant bottles of Grey Goose. That also kind of is the same thing as the exotic locations.
I can't afford Grey Goose.
I can't afford that shit. Pabst Blue Ribbon, yeah, you know, too many hipsters. And is it weird that there's more girls on Tinder who look like Skrillex than guys on Tinder who look like Skrillex?
Like who?
Skrillex, you know that dude there who the DJ with the crazy sounds,
okay,
the Transformer sounding music. A lot of chicks look like him. They all got that look. They shave the side of their head. They have the big rim glasses, kind of like me here, and then they get the loops in the earrings.
Okay, the loops in the earring freak me out, but I must admit,
the loops in the ear,
but the shaved head halfway. I must admit, some girls kind of sexy with that shit.
It takes a special kind of lady to pull off that look.
Yeah, it's not
but
everybody.
If you look like Skrillex, you're not that special lady. You're not. I'm sorry. So anyway, all of our female listeners have tuned out by now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about dirty stuff.
All the Tinder ones, at least.
Well, you know, yeah.
I kind of, it sucks because I can't really try that.
No.
Not that I want to use Tinder. I'm in a happy relationship and have kids and stuff, but I just like to see what's the fuss is about sometimes. Like I'm just
like I said, right now it's
create
nothing.
A fake profile.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's basically you don't create anything other than it links to your Facebook. That's how you have to have Facebook to use Tinder.
Oh, okay.
So that's why all you're getting, it knows what location you're at the moment that you're on your phone. It only works on your phone. It's not like something you can use on your computer.
Hey, do you know I found out something? Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh no, that's fine. And it's but yeah, and that's just the goal is to start chatting with somebody. But it's so far my experience has been, hi, how are you? Blah blah blah, and then 48 hours later, oh, I'm good. Blah blah blah. Like, where's this conversation going? If we're gonna
every 40 hours,
if we're gonna ask ourselves the same questions every 2 days, how are you? I'm good. Yeah.
So is it an understanding that if you're on Tinder, you're basically looking.
I thought that's what it was, but I figured maybe I just meet somebody cool. Like I'm not literally going yes to everybody because
it's like online dating for the ADHD.
It's without because I can't
generation.
do the whole freaking fill out a 500 question survey.
Yeah, they're.
I'm not gonna lie. I tried that once there back in the day when they first started picking up some steam there, and everyone was talking about like eHarmony and all that shit.
Yeah.
I forget which one it was. There were so many goddamn questions. I gave up. Fuck it.
When I was like
I'm gonna jerk off instead. Fuck it.
When I was in my mid-20s, I created a Lava Life profile.
Lava Life. That might have been the one.
And I actually ended up meeting a girl, and we dated for a few months. Actually, she was a pretty nice girl, but that was it.
She wasn't a psycho killer.
Nope, she didn't try.
But she didn't try.
She
didn't state she wasn't. She just didn't try.
She didn't try with me.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So
glad you were able to get out of that relationship safely.
So I found out something yesterday, which I don't know what it means really for you iPhone users, but apparently your iPhone, basically keeps in memory everywhere you've been ever.
Shit,
it's true.
Like everywhere.
So if you go in your settings, and I figured this out, I found that out by listening to another podcast yesterday. So somebody told me this. So if you go into your settings and then you go into your privacy, then you go into location services, then you go all the way to the bottom of location services, you go to system services, and then you go all the way to the bottom, it's your frequent locations, then you click on it, and then history. You'll see if you click on, like, I have Laval, I have Montreal. If I click on Montreal, it shows me, like, on my home, I have my home address, I have 67 visits recorded. So it records everywhere you've been. Now,
I think looking at mine, I think it only records the ones that you actually type in the address for when you're searching. Because I've only got about 6 of them here.
No, I have one that says Island of Montreal.
Oh, yeah, and then when you click on it, like it'll give you the specific locations that you visited. No, from what I see.
Not this one, just a big.
Oh, but you got the new iPhone, eh?
Oh, you have iPhone 4?
Yeah, I got the old one, eh? I'm still going old school with this one. It's all cracked up and shit.
I saw that earlier.
I tell you, I lost it in a drunken Saturday night, and then somebody actually returned it the next night.
Wow.
Extra cracks, but he brought it back.
Extra cracks.
There were extra cracks in the phone, but still, yeah, totally lost my phone. It was in the middle of the street, apparently.
Damn. How drunk were you?
I was pretty fucking drunk. It was a crazy day.
I don't do drugs, though. Just weed.
Yeah, a lot of alcohol.
That's good, though. Once in a while.
Yeah. Well, you do it once, and then you got to take a month sabbatical.
I'm sober.
I just pray
I
to
tell
Jesus.
You. I'm sober. It's been 13 days.
13 days. I know. We don't have any whiskey again. Ask me how happy I'm about that.
Sorry, buddy.
Hey, fuck you.
I gave up drinking until my vacation.
What do you call those guys there? Like CM Punk there?
Yeah, straight edge.
Straight edge, bro.
Get
an X on your other hand, bro.
It's made a big difference on my weight loss, though.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you want to.
I've
way
lost
less than me.
8 pounds in the last 2 weeks. So
Jesus,
8 pounds since I've stopped drinking.
My.
Obviously, I train like a madman.
Yeah,
but
that's part of your training regimen.
I hit balls and I scream.
Yeah.
So no booze for me until my vacation in August. And you never know. Maybe I'll say, you know what? Fuck it. Just straight weed. Stick to the weed.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel better. I don't. It's not like, you know what I realized is that I was spending a lot of time drinking on weekends.
Yeah.
But never getting drunk.
Well,
so I would just drink to drink.
Well,
and then just empty calories for nothing. And then I would wake up on Sunday. I wasn't really hungover, but I just had like that. Oh, I drank a little bit last night, and I'm like because
see, there's your problem. You gotta drink to get fucked up. And when you do, at least if you're not an alcoholic, you're able to just do that every once in a while.
Yeah,
and you get your fill.
There's my problem.
Because you did it properly.
My problem is I can't control myself.
Well, that yeah.
One drink leads to 28.
Well, but you can have just a few though.
Then it's blackout central.
Well, if you get to that point, yeah.
Then I wake up naked at a chick's house that I don't even know.
That was my place.
In a fetal position in their bathroom.
So damn hot.
Yeah. With ankle chains on. Yeah. Not really. Chained to the bathtub.
Chained to the bathtub like in a horror movie. Get me out of here.
Not till I play my game. Yeah. Do you want to play a game? I want to get the fuck out of here. That's what
I'm going to stick my thumb up your ass. Okay.
Just get it over with, please.
Get it over with. I have to go home.
Yes. I want to watch the World Cup game, please. Please.
Are we checking the score? Or are you watching it afterwards?
Stick that thumb up your ass. My girlfriend wanted a little... she wanted me keep me posted on the game. You know
shit! I thought you told me you were going to say she suggested
still 1-1
sticking her thumb up your ass.
Oh, that too. Whoops.
Oopsie.
So hey, I got it's still 1-1. So I won't text her. I will text her if she's rooting for Brazil. So she's Portuguese, but she's rooting. for Brazil.
Yeah. The Portuguese, they get the big two teams. Good for them. Good for them. We got two teams.
Yeah, because they speak the same language, you know.
Yeah, well, so does England and the US of A. And they're not exactly buddies.
Great segue, because one of my rants this week.
Oh,
you got a little bit of rant music?
We're going rant. We're going official? This is official rant?
Yeah, go.
So many things to get pissed about. It's time for the Maverick Rant.
Yeah. Ooh. I got a few rants this week, so this is my rant number 1.
All right.
We've had 2 weeks, so I've got 2 rants this week.
Nice.
Right?
Okay.
So rant number 1.
Well, good. Then I have 2 because I already did my little one about Tinder.
So it really isn't about more of a rant, more than like what the fuck. And this goes, I know you haven't been watching a lot of World Cup, but I've been following World Cup, and I've especially been following American fans when it comes to World Cup.
Okay.
American fans are they're bandwagons, because let's face it, soccer isn't really big in the States.
Obviously
States,
not
okay?
compared to how it is everywhere else in the world.
But during games, all of a sudden, everybody's a fucking biggest fan in the world, and it's go USA go, which I have no problem with. It's your country. You gotta. If Canada was in there, I'm sure there'd be a lot of bandwagon jumpers with never watches soccer, and we watch soccer.
It's like the Olympics. You watch gymnastics the rest of the year.
That's right. Sometimes, but that's another story.
Dirty gymnastics.
Dirty. The women's gymnastics, but. I don't have a problem with the people that don't watch soccer, but it's your country. Go and cheer for your country. But I was paying attention, especially during the Portugal USA game. I was on Twitter, and you could not imagine the hate. This is one thing I don't like about fans, especially American fans. That's the only example I have for a moment. You can't imagine the hate I saw. How many fuck Portugal tweets I saw, how many fuck Ronaldo tweets I saw, how many just tweets about hate and just being rude and just being an asshole. Yeah. And I'm like, listen, I get you want to rant you want to cheer for your country. You're all patriotic. Like, most Americans are extremely patriotic about their country. They think they have the greatest country in the world. They are the powerhouse. They're arrogant about their country and everything. But Jesus Christ, man, why do you have to be so rude to everybody that opposes America? It's a fucking game. It's just a fucking game. And once the game was tied, it finished 2-2 the game. Portugal scored with seconds left to tie the game at 2. It crushed all the American fans. And within 15 minutes after the game was finished, they were back talking about everything else on Twitter. Soccer was forgotten for the moment. I just find that like I said, you can cheer for your country. You can go ahead and do whatever you want. I applaud that for you. But why do you have to be so hateful towards anything or anybody that opposes you? I don't see any other country do that.
No.
Maybe I don't follow other people from other countries on Twitter, but I mean, come on, man.
Well, no, but yes.
I'm sure.
I mean, but then again, it's maybe more genuine because it's more passionate when a country like Brazil. I'm sure there's a lot of mean things being said about
You're right.
Chileans leading up to this game today, right? I saw something about the newspaper headlines was gave the
flight times out of Brazil
to go back to Chile. So things like that. I mean, that's disrespectful.
It is.
But I understand what you're talking about is the fact that they won't care in 2 weeks about fucking soccer.
Yeah.
There'll be the 20,000 fans that go watch the Galaxy game or whatever the hell they're called.
That follow the MLS and
that's
everybody.
It.
That's
like
fine.
ours as well. Not like Montreal because there's a lot more soccer fans. I think concentrated per capita, however you want to calculate it here in Montreal because of the cultural diversity of everybody.
I just hate how they get.
But whether it's the Olympics or anything, that's how they are.
Did you see
That's the stereotype, right? The arrogant Americans. Did
you see the post
everybody.
I did with the Baroni tweet? Did you
yes,
see that?
yes. But I mean, it's
Baroni, but still,
yes.
It's a perfect example.
He used to fight under the nickname Classy Phil Baroni, but it switched.
He's a fuckface.
He switched it after a while. Now he's always, I'm the best ever.
He made a fucking World War, and it's not the only World War II reference that I saw.
Oh yeah, in the World War. That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
like come on,
that was what it was. Yeah.
Oh, Germany might have won a few World Cups, but we're 2-0 in World Wars, baby. I'm like, seriously, bro?
Yeah, because that's how he was saying it. It could have been like smart assy. Like if somebody like me typed that, you'd be like, oh, what a smart ass.
Yeah, but I think he was being arrogant about it.
Yeah, Baroni's like, bro.
Yo, war, baby.
I don't care.
America.
I'll fuck your sister, Germany.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Fuck, man. World Wars, man. We're up to nothing. Yeah, it's okay, dude. All right, whatever, man.
Whatever.
Anyway, that's one of my rants. That's one of my semi-rants. I just want to put it out there. Mm-hmm. I love my American friends. A lot of people on Twitter I follow, they're from the States. I love you all. I love all our listeners from the United States. Listen, I love you, but there's a few of you guys that you got to chill out, man, when it comes to shit like this, man. Like, you don't need to spew hate on Twitter, on social media when it comes down to sports. Like, nobody's killing anybody. It's a soccer game, all right? Ronaldo is arguably one of the best players in the world. You don't have to spew hate towards him or towards his country just all of a sudden because your country's playing them or you're opposing them.
But that's just the tip of the iceberg, Steph. We're talking about a sport where people actually do die at games, where riots and hooligans, are an unfortunate,
Did you see that
associate of soccer, professional soccer? Anyway, I don't know. Is it worse at international games?
Yeah, international games are pretty bad.
I don't know. I've never ever seen like a riot at a World Cup game or something.
Dude, they decapitated a referee at a game a few months ago.
Well, that's what I mean. But that was what kind of game was that? Like the drug cartel versus like the
it was
DEA?
a league. It was a league game.
Like
I'm not saying it was
death?
like the
loser's fathers gets beheaded.
Yeah.
It could have been one of those.
No, I think it was
the danger.
It was a professional game, but in a country like, somewhere. I don't even remember where it was.
Yeah, that's shit. Well, let's remember like the Escobar guy there for
he missed a gold for
was it
Colombia?
Was it Colombia? Yeah. He was the other Escobar.
He went back to his country and he killed him.
Yeah, isn't there a documentary or something to two Escobars?
That was the World Cup that was in the States.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Those are like
96,
no?
92 maybe even, no? I was young when I went to see it, when I saw that. I think that was like my first soccer match.
Brazil won that World Cup, I remember, in the United States.
Brazil.
So,
Jiu-Jitsu and soccer.
That's rant number one.
All right.
I have another rant, which I've already ranted about, but I'll keep it for a little bit later.
Okay, that's cool, bro.
That's cool, bro. It's cool,
with
bro.
that.
Did you watch the Game of Thrones?
I did, and then I immediately started reading the next book because I can't wait.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was hoping for a little something.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, I won't. Well, it's not a spoiler alert.
No.
If you've read the books, then you know what I'm talking about. But there's a character who's revealed towards the end of the third book, and it didn't. That's not how they finished the season. So I'm hoping that's how they'll maybe end the first episode of the next season. So that'll set up the season, for because it's something pretty big, and I'm not caught up in all the books, like I haven't read them all, but from what I've been told and from what I understand so far reading is that she seems to play some sort of a significant role. So it's a she. Sorry. Well, I mean, there's only about 1,500 characters in the books, if you can believe it.
Really?
Yeah. Crazy.
The next book you're reading is the last book, no?
No, there's still a couple other ones.
I think they're not written yet.
There's I know there's at least
Is it 7?
2 more. They're up to 7. I
maybe.
think the 7th
Maybe I
is
might
coming
be
out.
wrong about
I'm
this.
on the 4th. There's a 5th, 6th, and I think the 7th is the next one, I believe.
Okay.
Where you can actually, you can read like a full chapter or something online.
About
Of the new book coming
new
out.
book?
Yeah, but it's not out yet officially. It's coming out very, very soon, I believe.
But
excuse me.
best season of Game of Thrones so far? Season 4?
I've loved them all, to be honest. It's kind of hard to pick a favorite. It's like picking your favorite child. Who do I pick? He's ugly, but he's smart.
Best show ever?
Best show ever? It's up there right now with Breaking Bad. I mean, right now Breaking Bad I think still holds it, but I mean, yeah.
You know what killed it for Breaking
Game of
Bad?
Thrones.
Was one bad season I find in Breaking Bad. And it kind of like, I think it was the 2nd or 3rd season that it kind of like, for me, it was like, you know, like I want to show what I like about Game of Thrones is that I find that it's been on an uprise. So season 1, 2, so 2 is a bit better, 3 is a bit better, 4 is a bit better. So it's constantly getting better in my view.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, there was one, the first season was amazing.
Yeah.
I think the 2nd or 3rd, there's one that dips a bit where I kind of lost interest. And then after
No, it's
that,
maybe the 3rd or 4th, I guess. I don't know. I liked all the seasons. I liked where it went, but yeah, I know it slowed down at a certain point. It wasn't as much action, but just quality wise, I think it was really good.
I think
mean,
the
before that,
acting
I thought
was
Lost
pretty
was the best
amazing.
show ever, but
never watched Lost.
that lost its title. Excuse the pun.
The pun is
Lost. But yeah, I don't know. Game of Thrones, maybe my favorite. I don't know if it's the greatest show of all time. It might be my favorite. The Wire is maybe the greatest show of all time.
They said that's amazing reviews online.
You have not seen The
Never
Wire
seen
yet.
it, Is that based in Baltimore? Is that one? Sorry,
Yeah.
I have no time. I don't.
That's what this is from, actually. That's from The Wire.
That clip there.
Shit. Yeah, it's character. He likes to say shit.
Yeah, I've never watched that.
He stretches it.
Sorry.
Makes it cool. But yeah, you should watch that for sure, man. And there's lots of good. There's amazing. I was thinking about this the other day. I used to not watch TV and just watch movies. Now I barely watch movies because the good ones are so few and far in between.
It's amazing.
But yet all these amazing TV shows I keep discovering. But
TV is way
I
better
don't
than
know. I'm sure it'll
movies
switch
right now.
I'm sure it'll switch again at one point.
They've done it. They've done everything. They've done everything in movies, man. Haven't
Wow.
they? Like every storyline has been done. Like at one point, you got to go rewind, like reset. You got to go. Okay, we're gonna start over here.
So you're saying because TV, they haven't taken these ideas to a
I
TV
think-
show because they couldn't get away with it before. Now they can. So
yeah, I think so. I
they
think
have
they're
a lot
bit
more.
like there's
Their lifeline's longer right now to bring in new things.
I think that you'll never see a show that's gonna last 10 seasons anymore, like Friends or like Seinfeld.
Well,
You
some of them are getting there. I mean, there's a few. that
Yeah,
have-
maybe. What's the ongoing, except for the Simpsons?
I mean,
that's
Modern
been like
Family now has been on for what, 6 years?
five seasons.
5?
This year was season
Big Bang
5.
Theory. How long has that been
Six
on?
six seasons.
Isn't 2.5 Men
7.
still on despite
Season 11? Yeah, they're like, I can't understand how that show lasted with
Simpsons has been on for 46 years, I
23,
believe.
I think. 23 years seasons, the longest show ever.
Yeah, who would have thought?
I haven't watched a new episode of The Simpsons. in so
I've caught a
long.
couple of random ones here and there. They're not that bad. People say, "Oh, they suck now." They don't suck.
yeah?
It's just not as good as the old ones, but they're not that bad.
Same thing.
People just complain.
They're still the same age. They're like, how many fucking? They never grow up.
They never do.
Same thing with Family Guy.
Yeah,
I used to watch it all the time, and I got bored of it.
Oh, same
Like,
jokes over and over. Again.
Yeah, exactly.
Just beating a dead horse, man. Like the fucking
We
jokes.
get
We get it. That's it. You did it in the first 3 seasons.
And it's like the same joke, but different. It's not the same joke, but it's like the same like effect. It's like
Yeah.
the same like okay, shock factor.
Yeah.
We get it. We
Yeah.
get the shock factor. It's there, man.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I gotta go take a piss, man.
you take a piss.
That's all that caffeine.
It's all that caffeine.
I thought I would have sweat it all out.
Yeah, it's pretty hot in here. It's for our listeners right now in Montreal, it's about 30 degrees. What does it say? 29 feels like 31. It's going to be even worse tomorrow, apparently. No, about the same thing tomorrow. So it's pretty hot in the studio. I don't have any AC because it makes too much noise. I have to shut it off. So it's pretty hot in here. I don't know, but it's hot and sweaty. But we keep it going. I wipe my forehead a little bit more here. So yeah, World Cup, baby. It's been it's trying to talk here without my my co-host, but it's been all about the World Cup in the last few weeks, and now we're to the knockout rounds, and Brazil and Chile are playing right now, and it's still 1-1. Is it? What's going on here? Ooh, 2-2.
Guess who's back?
Wow.
Man, it is hot in here. It's like a sauna in here.
It's crazy. The door locked and everything. I can feel the sweat dripping down my
Feel it.
my chest.
So yeah, it's
Pel-
fucking hot.
Oh, they're in penalty kicks right now. It's
Oh.
1-1.
1-1 penalty kicks. The
Damn,
drama.
son. That's pretty. People are gonna be disappointed if Brazil doesn't make it, man. They're like the powerhouse, and it's in Brazil.
The city's gonna blow up.
Wow, you imagine?
It's just gonna be.
They're gonna
insane.
cancel the World Cup. They're like, fuck this, we're done.
We're done. Everybody go home now,
No winners.
or we start taking you out one by one.
Man, that'd be crazy, huh? Imagine they just go all shitty riot on them, and it's like start destroying everybody.
Yeah, that'd be.
Imagine the security that's over there right now, because they have to expect something like that, man. I mean,
Oh yeah,
there's
they
a lot of
definitely
crazy people in Brazil.
Well, yeah, and on top of that, there's been those that have been protesting and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They've kind of been like hush hush about those people. The media has not talked about them at
no,
all.
no. All those sponsors, they don't want you to.
Yeah.
They don't want you to know what's going on
You know, I heard that
outside the soccer arena.
they changed the law in
soccer
Brazil.
stadium.
Because the law apparently in Brazil is that you couldn't drink booze in the soccer stadiums.
Yep, they changed the law.
They changed the law because Budweiser is the number one sponsor.
Yep.
Like, yeah, you're going to change the law. So World Cup, FIFA is pretty powerful as an organization.
Yes.
Do you know FIFA is a, what do they call those?
Non-profit.
Non-profit
Yeah, they have $1
organization.
billion.
$1 billion in bank.
Yeah, it's insane.
They gave $8 billion, I think, for the World Cup.
Uh-huh.
And within the first year, there was $5 billion gone and unaccounted for.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where did it go? That's a rumor. That's what I heard. Don't believe any shit that I spew out of my face. These claims are totally... I didn't research this.
These are all rumors and
Yeah.
unfounded rumors.
Yeah. But FIFA is a pretty big organization. And it makes you think about the same thing. I don't know if you've seen pictures of the Olympics, where Sochi.
Uh-huh.
It's a ghost town now already.
Yeah.
It's been what? It's been 2 months? 3 months?
Mm-hmm. Well,
February?
4 or 5 months there. Yeah.
It's a ghost town.
4
now.
months.
Everything, nobody. Because, I mean, the town itself was like a resort town.
Yeah, it's a resort town. I guess maybe they get 1,000, tourists. I mean, it didn't look huge. I can't imagine there being that many hotels.
But they invested $50 billion into
it's
the
ridiculous
Olympics.
how much
It's
money
the
they poured
biggest
into that.
Olympics ever. Where did that money all go?
It was a propaganda machine, my friend. It was all a smoke screen.
For what, though? Christ.
Well,
Somebody's
isn't
got
something still going on in the Ukraine that nobody talks about anymore, too?
Well, they're battling, or is it?
There's war over there, man. And
There's
I don't
a
know.
war,
it's-
you think? Well,
Yeah,
nobody talks about it.
Nobody talks about it anymore. They were talking about it a lot a couple months ago.
Yeah, they kind of stopped. Now it's all about Iraq. Have you been watching Iraq? What's going on in Iraq?
There was what happened? Was it this morning or late last night? Something happened. There was a bombing.
Is it the Taliban's or whoever it is?
What was it that happened? I saw on CNN, but I was too wrapped up in my
Brazil
NHL
won.
Draft drama. Brazil, ole, ole, ole. That's it.
It's in penalty. They won.
Oh, hold
That's
on.
what
I got
see
some
on
music for
CNN.
Brazil. No, I don't.
You don't? Yeah.
I thought I had my mariachi music. It was going to be ironic because they're Brazilian, and that's probably offensive because they're not Mexicans. But instead, they get Batman music. Congratulations!
Congratulations,
Brazil.
Brazil. Brazil,
Brazil.
Yo, boy, Brazil.
You win.
Jiu-jitsu. Abdo my jiu-jitsu, Brazil.
But yeah, so I don't know what else. I have lots of trades in the NHL leading up to this draft.
Fucking draft.
Last night and today.
Yeah, we haven't spoken about that yet.
We haven't, and I want your take on the Pens trade. regarding Neil here. I want to know how much of a poison, a cancer, is this guy? Because I know you don't seem to be too disappointed in losing this guy and his great contract of $5 million.
Yeah, I'm not happy that they're losing an offensive powerhouse, a 40-goal scorer. Can't be happy about that. My Pens, I mean, come on. But I believe that Neil wasn't really a team player. I don't think the bottom line is that I'm happy that he's gone. And when they lost and when they got eliminated in the playoff, I said right away, I said they need to get rid of Neil. They need to make a move for Fleury or do something with Fleury, but they'll never win. And if one thing they needed to do for sure was that they needed to get rid of Neil. If I watched him play in the playoffs, every time he was on the ice, I found he was a liability. He's a hothead. He would always get into crazy penalties. He's been suspended a few times for, headshots and
well, we all remember what he did to Marchand, right? That needed a head.
Yeah. So, I mean, the guy is a liability. Although he is a 40-goal scorer, you got to give him that. Defensively, he's all right, but again, in your own zone, I think he's a bit of a liability. So
soft along the boards. I've read people say he's not much of a passer.
He
scores his goals when he's alone, and it's between him and the goalie.
He needs somebody to set him up. That's what it is. He doesn't create play on his own. He needs to be set up. And I mean, once again, I'll say it. The Pens are losing a 40-goal scorer, and they're getting maybe a 20-goal scorer.
Well, can Hornqvist score 30, maybe 30 plus if he's playing with Malkin?
Maybe.
I mean, Hornqvist, he's had some better seasons. Last season wasn't his worst by any means. Bouncing back from the lockout season, he didn't have such a great year. But he scored, high 30 goals before, and he didn't do it playing alongside. I think maybe he was playing with Steve Sullivan.
Yeah, so he's going to be playing alongside
if they got him
Malkin, and so it's not bad.
But I just think for the salary, just for what he's worth, and then the value.
What's the salary of Hornqvist?
Hornqvist makes $4.25 and Neil's making $5 million.
And they're getting another player in return.
They got Nick Spalding. He's a complimentary piece, a third liner.
A depth player.
Yeah, nothing beyond that.
Because
I was surprised. I thought you'd get something more than that for James Neal.
But I think the new management wanted him out of the.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They didn't. I don't think they shopped him around enough.
No,
because you're telling me
he might have requested a trade too. You think he requested a trade? Maybe he wanted out of Pittsburgh.
Maybe.
Didn't he just sign a contract last year? Like a contract extension.
He had signed it. Well, they signed it before. I think. He signed it just before he got there, or
no?
I think didn't he?
He signed it after he got there.
And he signed He signed for 6 years, right? 6 years, $30 million. Yeah. So he's like 2 years into this contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
At the end of the day, I'm happy because I didn't want to see him there. I think the Pens need to shuffle a few things around. I think they can still win with Malkin and Crosby only as long as they definitely need depth players. They need to go if they want to go deep in the playoffs. There's two things they need. They need a better goalie, and they need a few D. Obviously,
I mean, you got Joe Vitale and some new flavor of the week. Every other game.
So
that who was that midget depth, they had playing with freaking Crosby there? They were trying to get him to.
Yeah,
come on,
So
give me someone good. But do you think James Neal can score goals in Nashville?
Yes.
Can he score 35 goals? Will he ever score 40 goals?
I believe it can either go two-way, I think, for Neal. Either he's going to flourish in Nashville because there's no pressure on him. Mm-hmm. He'd be like,
Well, mind you, Nashville's a pretty intense. Those fans have been wild for a while.
True. There's new coach there, too, in Nashville, no?
Yeah, don't they have that John, what's his name?
Trotz?
Trotz is gone.
Yeah, Trotz was the guy that was there for
years. Trotz was there,
right?
and now they got, what's his name? It'll come to me. But they're looking for for a change of scenery. And, usually that's good for players. But, I mean, it's not like Neal was necessarily struggling beyond his playoff, I guess. I mean, he didn't have a disappointing season. Was shortened with injuries, but, I mean, he still put up pretty much a point a game, right?
Oh, they got Laviolette now.
Oh, they got Laviolette. So who's that other one I'm trying to think about? Oh, no, it's Columbus. Sorry, I was thinking about the coach in Columbus. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know. That was an interesting trade. And then Vancouver trades Ryan Kessler, who has been around rumors. His name's been circulated around the rumor mill for how long now?
Did he say something on his way out of Vancouver? Apparently, he kind of shitted on Vancouver yesterday. From what I heard.
What did he say? No, did he say something? Did he shit on him? I don't think so. I know, what's his name? Roberto Luongo weighed in via Twitter, made a little joke.
What did he say?
He said that, I don't remember. I forget. It was like 5 a.m., dude. I haven't slept. I don't know.
But I think Kessler, definitely makes the Ducks better.
Yeah. They gave up, what? I mean, they didn't.
Spezza and Bonino.
Spezza. I can't believe this kid's still only 23 years old. It seems like he's been in the NHL since he's 15, this guy. I've seen his name.
I had him 3 years ago. Yeah, I had him in the hockey pool.
But I don't know. What, Kessler's on the downside right now of his career, right? He's past 30.
Yeah. No, he's 29. He's still.
He's not. He hasn't hit 30 yet, so he's still
30.
there. Okay, so he's still on the good side of 30
Listen,
for now.
I had him in my pool and I got rid of him.
And Bonino's 26 was a late bloomer, so yeah, I think it's a pretty good trade. Off considering what you gave up the first round pick, but they ended up getting the 10th overall pick in that trade from the Bobby Ryan trade.
That's it.
They got a good player. They gave up their 24th overall. Not bad. I don't think it was a bad deal at all for Anaheim. They're definitely the winner.
No, they're definitely the winner in this. I think Vancouver is definitely in a rebuilding stage now. So I think it's good. Anaheim's going to be stronger next year. They have to now.
I found what he was saying. It was Disney World is better than Disneyland. What he did with the little is greater than, because he's got the Anaheim where Disneyland is.
Yeah.
And Disney World, where Roberto Luongo was in Florida, saying, they both got traded, but he got traded
to the best place,
to the better place, to the better Disney.
Imagine if he.
I don't know. He always wastes him with something funny.
He's what's it? Strombone 1? Is it
Strombone 1? Yeah, he was sticking his face on the Buffon's body there too for the soccer games when they found out Buffon was hurt. He's like, "Don't worry, guys, I got this." And he photoshopped his face.
He is serious? I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He's a pretty funny guy.
He is got a sense of humor, and he's not shy. And
just
how we dealt with the whole issue with Vancouver and how he was able to make light of it despite it all.
Yeah,
That's
you
impressive.
got to give him his props because that was pretty shitty how they treated him.
Yeah,
but I expected more moves yesterday in the NHL.
Yeah, well, everyone heard about Spezza's name coming up and Joe Thornton and Patrick Marleau and whatnot.
But he requested a trade, didn't he?
Who is this?
Spezza.
Thornton? Oh, Spezza. Yeah, he's out.
They just
it's a
need
matter
to
of
make
when.
a deal for him.
Well, what I heard today, they were talking about the fact that they're gonna move him for a pick. They want a first round pick, but they'll want it for next season's draft, which is supposed to be a really good one, right?
Next season, their draft should be
Connor
a lot better than this,
McDavid, draft. Yeah, there's a lot of guys a lot of good players in that draft year. But I thought this year was pretty good considering when the Habs went up at 26. And they still had some pretty good guys to pick from. And they go and get somebody who some pundits had ranked as high as 14.
Yeah.
They get him at 26. And you see this guy play as a rookie in the WHL. Leads the last place team in scoring by like 35, 36 points. Has 40-something percent forward. I think it was 41% of the team scoring.
Wow.
That's just to say he was on
That's
his
pretty
own.
good.
On his own. And he was able to do all this as a kid who came over from Russia. Didn't know a lick of English. A year later... He's joking. Did you see any of the interviews?
I didn't see anything.
He had the reporters eating out of his hand, man.
Oh, that's
everybody
good.
Right off the bat. He did an interview with James Duthie. Had him laughing at the end of the interview. James Duthie says, "You're the best."
That's nice.
You had him.
That's good for Montreal because
know how
the
loved
media is in Montreal.
But Bergevin said that was part of the reason. He said this guy he's so charming and he has this charisma, this personality, and you see this desire to want to succeed and to make it. And to see it in a span of a year to be able to learn English. And he was already saying, "Bonjour, comment ça va?"
There you go.
Like
that's all you need in Montreal.
The kid knows. He knows what he's in for and he wants it. He's super excited.
He's not afraid. That's good.
And he looks like a pretty damn good hockey player.
Yeah, I've heard good things about him. I think that's a pretty good pick for Montreal.
I like it. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good first round there. There wasn't too many surprises.
No.
Nobody really went off the board. I was kind of hoping the Habs would have went and got Claude Lemieux's kid.
Yeah.
Because, oh man, this guy's going to be a fucking thorn.
Did anybody draft him?
Buffalo ended up taking him with the first pick of the second round.
Oh.
And he was ranked around there.
What's
30.
his name? Nathan?
I want to say Daniel Lemieux. No. Was it Daniel Lemieux? No, it was Daniel Odette. Donald Odette, who got drafted by the.
Claude Lemieux.
Oh, why am I drawing a blank? Is it Dan Lemieux?
Well,
Donnie Lemieux. Is it
Claude Lemieux.
Claude Lemieux's son?
The fuck. He looks like. That's it. Oh my god.
There we go. Brendan.
Lemieux, yeah.
Brandon Cissot. I don't know. I heard so many rookie kids' names. I don't know. Some of these guys I've seen. Some of these guys I know as much as their highlight videos on YouTube will tell me. So, I mean, the experts will say what they will. They get to scout them, but even then, it's always a crapshoot. You know, beyond the top 5, you never know what you're going to get.
Especially
in
in this year's draft, it was a bit of a roll of the dice after top 5.
Yeah,
everything is.
Yeah.
So fuck, man. Oh, it's good. It's really good, man.
It was a good draft. You know, I've got a little rant though that I want to say, and really came to mind watching the draft and hearing these reports regarding the Russian players and saying,
yeah, the Russian effect,
the Russian factor.
Russian factor, yeah.
So if any other sport, you know, those guys from Israel, you know, that Jew factor.
It's pretty racist a little bit.
You know, if it was the Chinese factor, you're like, why can we get away with saying this about Russians? And in the French media especially, they don't even think twice, and it is so offensive, and
because of their track record, basically, is that they're related.
Yeah, but even then, how many? Why? Because Ilya Kovalchuk and Radulov went to Russia. Who else left?
So what do they mean by the Russian factor? Do they mean like they're like lazy players?
That also becomes that's part of the package. They play every so often. They don't show up every game. There's always the threat of them wanting to go back home.
That's it. So the Russian factor is they're lazy, and there's always the chance that after juniors they go back to KHL.
Yeah, or you know, after a couple of years in the NHL, he's fuck, I'm gonna go for more money, or they don't want, because they don't want to take the long road to the NHL, playing in the AHL and whatnot.
Yeah, they
fuck it, I'll go make $3-4 million right away in Russia, in the KHL, and drive a Lada.
I mean, it is. I get what you mean, but there is something there about Russian players. I think they shouldn't call it a Russian factor, but I think it should.
I find it's thrown away. It's thrown around so easily that people don't even think about it. But
Yeah,
like I said,
right.
replace the word Russian with any of the ones I mentioned, just because they're more sensitive and obvious. But I mean, you're like, damn, that doesn't sound right.
Be like the black factor, or like the
like
Jew
imagine,
factor.
exactly.
People would be going crazy if you said it's the Jew factor.
Yeah, we draft him, but the Arab factor.
Yeah, exactly.
He may devote his life to religion, and he may blow himself up. God knows.
Yeah,
the Arab factor.
I get what you mean. That's pretty crazy.
So yeah, I don't like that, and I just find they really I don't.
They mentioned it a lot yesterday on 690 when I was.
Every article because I was up insomniac reading up on pretty much everybody's opinion pieces on the draft, and I don't know how many times I saw that freaking word. I was like, really? Is everyone just copying and pasting the whole?
But it didn't
same
stop
article?
many people from drafting. There's a lot of Russians that got drafted in the first round yesterday. No,
there's a couple,
2 or 3?
a couple. But these were guys that played in North America, though, right? They played in the CHL, which I think already shows that commitment. The kids could have stayed out and played pro hockey as a rookie in Russia and probably made some money instead of going over to juniors to make $100 a week or whatever they give them.
Do you think that the development is better here by them playing in the juniors than them playing?
Oh, absolutely.
In the KHL,
I think so. I mean, they play in the KHL and they're playing 11 minutes a game. They end up with 6 points by the end of the season. Like, remember, you see all these guys that get drafted out of Russia. He's got one-shot scorability. He scored 2 goals last year. How the hell can you say that? But because he's good, it's just he doesn't belong with the men yet.
True. Same thing with the Swedish league. I find every time they draft somebody in the Swedish league,
it's hard. It's usually the ones that are a little older, or they'll get drafted, they'll go back to the Swedish league for a couple of years, and then they'll come back at 24 years old, 25 years old.
They drafted a kid yesterday in the first round, which I was like, oh. And then I saw his stats. The guy had like 4 goals, 13 assists, and I'm like, oh, he's a defense. And I'm like, no, he's a right wing. I'm like, what
one kid I think
fuck?
I had 1 goal, 3 assists.
But I'm like, but they say, oh, he plays in the Swedish league.
Yeah,
so
but
like,
that's it. But then they
mean?
gauge them if you look at like the under 18 tournaments, and then that's where these guys are lighting it up when they're playing guys their own age. So they know it's just a matter
because
of
the
growing.
Swedish league is adults. And
Yeah,
they're
it's
playing
pros.
against men.
It's like throwing a 17-year-old into the NHL, unless he's Sidney Crosby.
Get it.
And it's just like a team won't put that prospect, that
And they
that
play
upcoming
less-
star. They're not going to play him on the fourth line. They always say he's better off playing 22 minutes a game in the AHL, right? That's
And
how
they
he'll
play
develop
less
his
games.
game.
The seasons are shorter, no, in the Swedish league.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, nobody has 82 games like the NHL does.
Okay, now I get it. Okay, yeah, it's true. The Swedish league, so they have because the guy that got drafted yesterday was 17, almost 18, and he was playing in the Swedish league, and I'm like, Jesus Christ,
Well,
why
that's
did they
it.
draft
They don't-
6'2", 185 pounds, 17 years old?
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy could 6'2", 6'2", 185. Give him 3 years, 21, and he'll be 195, 200 pounds easily. You put on some proper weight, man, and you start maturing.
Yeah.
These fucking kids are huge.
Yeah.
There's a few guys they drafted yesterday with small players, but still, man, I mean, they got some big ass players, very young players.
Yeah, and it's crazy when you look at they're born in 1995 and 1996. What?
I'm like, Jesus, I was driving a car back in 96 and you're just being born? That's retarded. And you're going to play hockey in the NHL in 3 years.
Yeah. So some of them will be playing next season.
So, you didn't play the music, though.
Oh, before mine?
Yeah,
I didn't.
so good. I got another rant if you want to hear about it.
Oh,
It's all about rants today.
it is. It's all about.
So many things to get pissed about. It's time for the Maverick Rant.
Rank number 2. I'm sorry to be so negative, but I'm going to come back to this. And I've talked about this and I've ranted about this before. So I'm sorry to our listeners that have to hear me bitch about this again. But I wanted to talk about this last week because it was closer. But I'm back on the fucking UFC rankings.
Oh.
Right. Okay. And here's my beef, my latest beef with the UFC rankings. A few weeks ago, we had Rory McDonald just dominated Tyron Woodley.
Yes.
McDonald is ranked number 2 welterweight according to the UFC rankings.
Yes.
Tyron Woodley is ranked number 3 number 3 according to the UFC rankings.
Uh-huh.
So you got a number 2 dominating a number 3, right? Mm-hmm. So obviously, what's next for the number 2? You got to get him a title shot because the number 1 is fighting a number 10.
Yeah.
Right? Number 1, Lawler is fighting Matt Brown, which is number 10.
Yeah.
So Lawler just fought for the belt. So, okay. So you're going to give the winner of Matt Brown and Lawler a title shot. And then after the fight, after the Rory McDonald fight and the Woodley fight, Dana White said, no, I'm not ready to give McDonald a title shot yet.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, I don't get it.
Well,
So either you don't use your rankings properly, or what you're
we
saying,
know they don't.
Or what you're saying is that Woodley wasn't really a number 3, which in my opinion is the real factor here.
Well, yeah.
Tyron Woodley wasn't the real.
Let's not forget
ranked
how
number 3.
he beat Condit. I mean, Condit injured himself.
Yes, but who else did he beat? He knocked out Koscheck. Let's
Yeah.
face it,
Which
Koscheck is on
nothing.
the downside of his career.
It's worthless now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else did? Yeah, in strike.
I agree.
So in my opinion, Woodley wasn't a number 3. More of a maybe 8, 9, top 10 maybe. Okay. Mm-hmm. So yes, McDonald dominated a top 10 opponent, not a number 3 in my book, but so he dominated him.
Yeah.
He destroyed him. He didn't finish him, but there's no point in that fight where Rory McDonald was in any trouble at all.
Uh-huh.
He was dictating the pace. Woodley was on his heel all the time, was against the cage, not one moment. So you get a number 2 dominating a number 3, but you're not ready to give him. So who is he going to have to beat? He's going to have to beat the number 1. But if Lawler beats Brown, he's fighting again for the belt. So who is Rory going to fight? Who is he going to fight? Who are you going to give
He
him?
would just be next in line, I would assume.
Yeah, but you're going to make him wait? It's stupid because now if Lawler, what happens if Matt Brown wins? You're going to give Matt Brown a title fight over Rory McDonald?
Well, because you can say he beat the number 1. So yeah, he took his spot.
True, and maybe it has to do with the fact that Rory already lost to Lawler, but
He did too.
Still, These fucking rankings, man. It's like if you're not going to use them properly, this goes back to this. Don't fucking do rankings. Why do you have rankings if you're not going to use them? Why if you got rankings if you're going to give a number 10 a title shot? Just go. Here's the champ, and here's the rest of the welterweights. Just go. Here you go. Because I mean, in my opinion, Tyron Woodley was definitely not a number 3, but you had him ranked at a number 3. That's your fault.
Yeah.
So use it properly or don't fucking use it at all. So sorry. Again, I'm ranting about UFC rankings because they're driving me fucking insane, man, with these things.
Ultimate defining championship.
So that's it. I'm done with rants this week. It's getting fucking hot in here. I'm sweating, man.
Just about it's time for the Maverick Rant.
Boo. That's your voice?
That's me when you add the ASAP Rocky effect, and you can adjust it. You know, like the serial killer, ransom money, a phone call, saw dude, garage band. You just do a vocal changer thing, and you just play with it.
That's cool.
So yeah, that's me. That's me.
So
But it didn't sound so good with my normal voice because I don't sing very well, as any of you who've listened to a couple of these episodes at least would know, because I do end up singing every once in a while for some reason. Because it gets hot.
It's hot.
And we drink.
get delusional.
We get drink a little bit.
We get singing.
We're a lot more docile now, eh?
There's no alcohol involved.
Docile.
We'll get back to our rowdy self after I get back to drinking. But
now, we're much calmer. Hey, how about basketball? The NBA draft.
Canadians, baby.
Four
What the
Canadians in the first round, man.
No, the fourth one was 45th.
Oh, well, never mind.
3 in the first round. 3. Sorry. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, it was a huge deal. Obviously, I mean, everyone knew pretty much Wiggins was going first, right? We've pretty much been waiting for that since last year.
Yeah.
But wow, I mean, basketball is really caught on in this country.
Well, it's good for Basketball Canada internationally. At least it makes it gives them a big boost.
Might be able to put a team together for the next Olympics and actually qualify, maybe.
Well, they had big hopes for the last World Championships, and they kind of
sucked.
Yeah. They were like, "Oh, we're good," but then they were like, "They're still young. There's still a lot of young guys."
Yeah.
So,
but no, I mean, to think back-to-back years. Who was the kid who got drafted last year?
Bennett in Cleveland.
Yeah, but he hasn't really.
Nah,
not yet. Eh?
No. But Wiggins, I think, is going to make an instant impact.
Yeah.
So
I'm
excited for basketball. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where fucking King James is going to end up because he opted out of his contract.
He's going to go back to Cleveland.
I'm thinking, where else is he going to go? I keep telling people that.
After like burning effigies?
Who wouldn't want to take him back? Seriously.
It's like the abusive boyfriend, yeah? You always take him back. It's like Rihanna and Chris Brown. Okay, I love him.
Where is he going to go?
But I love him.
You're going to send him to New York with Carmelo? Carmelo opted out of his contract just to test a free agent.
I didn't even think Carmelo was still that much of a factor. Is he still putting up the points? Like, I don't know. It seemed like...
he's that type of player, in my opinion, that just plays when he wants to play and when he thinks that...
Kind of like an Iverson, you know?
Wiping my forehead like crazy.
Oh, man, I'm probably just dripping at this point. I'm probably like glossy. I'm glossy on camera right now.
Can't wait for the winter. The podcast is going to be so much more awesome in the winter, man.
But seriously. And speaking of shitty teammates, did you hear about this? Mike Ribeiro got bought out.
And they not only did they buy him out, but they kind of like fucking said, reason why we bought him out is because of your attitude.
Not just attitude. He's got some issues. I think it's a cocaine.
Oh, is that what it is?
I don't know. I had heard from people. I mean, if you ask around, if you will beat somebody who went to high school with him or something.
Yeah.
And I've heard a few things about him being a bit of a.
Yeah. Oh. Let's start the rumors here on the Modern
If it's not that, it's definitely his partying lifestyle. I think
that was his problem here in Montreal. He couldn't control himself.
It was no secret. I mean,
plus he was from here, so it made him like
Anyway, it's causing his team. They just signed him to the contract last year, and this isn't one of those compliance buyouts. Like this is like, all right, we're biting the bullet, like buyout. Like we're gonna have to fucking.
So how does this compliance buyouts? They allowed 2 per team when they signed a new.
And you had to use it by you have to use it by now.
Okay.
Kind of thing before July 1st or whatever.
And then the exact date is. That's it. And after that, if you buy out somebody, you get.
It's like what Arizona. Well, now they're not Phoenix anymore. They're Arizona now, eh?
But who did they buy out before? They already used both of them?
Or maybe they didn't use their compliance buyouts. I don't know. But then they have to use him.
Yeah,
But who else would they have bought out? Didn't they buy out? I don't know. I can't remember.
Wow.
To be honest, I haven't picked.
But who's going to pick him up now? Because it's not like he's a bad hockey player.
No, I mean he still put up the points again last year.
Like 30 goals last year?
Not 30 goals, but I mean he had 50 some odd points, around the 50 something point range. I mean that gets you $18 million a season now. Didn't you know that?
Christ. Do you see what Kane and Taze are asking for?
A lot.
$12 million a year.
Yeah, saying it'd be about an average cap hit of $10 million. Well, the cap's going back up, right? What's it?
69 million.
69 is some people
what
are
was
saying it
last year?
might
64 and a half.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 72 this year.
Yeah, they were hoping for about 70 or 71, but they're saying in a couple of years it could be up to 75. So if you're at 75 million, you're in pretty good shape. You can keep your superstars.
Well, how much is PK going to make?
He's going to
8
sign
million?
8 years. Yeah, he'll make just, if not 8 million, just underneath 8 million.
7.8, 7.
Something like that to make it a nice round number, like 8 years, 62 million.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy because, I mean, and now goalies are going to start signing for like 8-9 millions because of Lundqvist.
That's very possible too, and it only takes one team who's got the extra cash to spend and willing to fork it over for a guy like Miller. How much is Miller going to make? Somebody who's going to sign him? Talking about Pittsburgh, talking about San Jose, but I mean they gotta pay out the big bucks. He's going to want 7+, right? He's not going to take less than $7 million.
But not anymore.
It'll just be the amount of years. Not anymore? You don't think he still thinks he's worth $7
No,
million?
I'm saying he's not going to take less now because of, the cap going up and Lundqvist signing for like 8 point something million.
Yeah.
It's like, Christ, man. Like, obviously goalies are important, but back 3 years ago, the standard was $5.5-6 million for a superstar goalie, and now we jump from 6 to 8. It's like, whoa, fuck.
Well, I mean, Henrik Lundqvist really is the centerpiece of that team. He's
He
the leader
is.
of that team.
He's definitely worth it. But imagine in Pittsburgh, then you're going to have to pay Crosby, Malkin, and you're going to have to pay a goalie $7 million, $8 million a year. God damn. Where's your depth? Like, the balance, man.
Yeah.
You got to have to balance that shit out.
Yeah. Well, here's... Here are Ribeiro's stats. He had 49 points in 48 games in the lockout season, right? And with Washington, went over to the Coyotes. 47 points in 80 games. Still not horrible considering. The buyout is going to cost the Coyotes $1.944 million per year until 2019, 2020, until the end of that season.
Oh, it's not that bad.
It's $2 million for $12 million to buy out a guy who you paid $4.5, $5.5 for one season. So
true.
$18 million.
That doesn't count it towards your cap though anymore.
It'll it'll probably be the cap. It'll be a certain amount. I forget how much it'll be broken up to, but yeah, it'll be a certain amount on the cap. The Coyotes don't care, right? It'll keep them at the bottom, right? They have to still be at least $51 million.
Yeah. So what do you think Pittsburgh can do with Fleury? Do you think they need or have to buy him out at this point?
If they're confident that they can sign somebody else, yeah. If they're confident they can get Miller or
so you think that they would sign somebody before buying out Fleury?
Well,
can you do that?
You can, now you can negotiate. It's pretty much open season now, isn't it?
July 1st.
Unless you're an RFA, right? So if these guys are the UFAs, they could have already been talking to other teams, right? They're already getting offers. They've been talking about players getting offers.
Say Fleury gets bought out. Pittsburgh, because did they use their complimentary or what the fuck you're talking about?
I'm not sure. This is when we need Bucci on the show. He knew everything about these freaking buyouts and things, or at least Bob McKenzie.
That's why I wanted to do a separate just NHL draft podcast. I would have called maybe P and maybe Bucci.
These guys know all the ins and outs, all those rules with the new NHL and all these details regarding it. It's like with the bonuses and stuff. It's like when you see like in our hockey pool that we play, we've got our we're pretty intense, right? We do with the salary cap, the average hit. But when you look at Iginla, right, we had him at $6 million.
But his contract was 1.8.
It was only 1.8. He only made the 6 after he attained all the bonuses, right?
Or was it a signing bonus?
No, it wasn't a sign. He had to get certain numbers, certain stats, had to play a certain amount of games, blah, blah, blah. So after all that, he ended up making the full $6 million. But since they only paid him the 2.8, now it's added. Part of it is added to next season's cap. It's confusing. I'm already lost. It's like high school algebra.
Yeah, because the cap hit was $6 million. I had him on my team.
Yeah, his because the way we did it was whatever the
So
maximum.
what happened if you didn't get the stats?
Then it would have been less. And then it would have come off because
It would have come out the next year.
it would have
It was only a 1-year contract though. What happens if he doesn't sign with them next year?
It doesn't matter because they paid him the $6 million. Part of it is going to be like deducted from the team's cap next year because
Also, they have like they would have had like an extra $4.5 million.
Yeah, kind of thing. Like, like we do it just like whatever the maximum average could possibly be. That's what we count in our pool, but they didn't. It wasn't actually a $6 million cap.
Sucks
hit
for us
throughout
because
the
I
season,
needed to-
but because at the end of the season that's what he made. Well, next year they got to make up the money that extra money they had because of the salary he made. I guess
get it.
at the end they went over the cap technically because of the bonuses. Maybe that's how it works.
Wow.
I don't know.
I just got
we need a capologist here.
Yeah, Bucci would know this.
He would. Wasn't too busy dancing.
So I just got a report on my phone that says the Dwayne Wade exercise ETO becomes free agent.
Dwayne Wade's. Oh, Jesus. People are crying in Miami right now, eh?
Wow. You think,
Where does he go?
fuck.
It's L.A.? L.A.'s always in there, right? L.A.'s always in...
Well, is Kobe Bryant
talks?
going to be... Sorry, I'm wiping my shins, man. I got sweat coming down my shins. I'm sweating from every
Sweaty
orifice.
shins.
Kobe
club
Bryant is going to be playing next year, so he should be healthy.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he is old.
Well, that was the whole thing with Howard was the whole issue of, Kobe's not ready to give the team over to somebody else.
Yeah.
And he can't coexist, it seems, either.
Yeah, but Dwayne Wade is at the end of his career anyway. He can't.
Yeah,
he
no.
can barely play a
So,
full
yeah.
season.
Yeah,
Shit, man.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Pat Riley's losing his mind right now in Miami.
Yeah, I'd be too.
It's getting hot, huh?
Yeah, it is, man. I'm freaking dying here.
All right. It's
How long we been going for?
an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, well, there we go. We pretty much attained our
Our quota.
yeah.
You got a top 5 before we go?
I do.
So let's end it with a top 5 Maverick. And I have a top 5.
You got one? All right.
Top 5. Top 5. Top 5.
All right. You go first.
All right. Well, we kind of touched on it before, but we didn't actually list the top 5, but I had it on my notes. So it ties in talking about asshole athletes, teammates. Who are the 5 athletes that you imagine are just the worst teammates? Somebody that if you were a pro athlete, you would not want them on your team.
Ooh. Asshole teammates. Jesus Christ. It's hard to put guys like
any sport,
I wouldn't want. It's hard. Kobe Bryant seems to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's not the best team player. I mean, we've all heard the rumors and in the media portray him.
Uh-huh.
But he's an awesome basketball player, which seems to be the most asshole players are pretty good. So because so I think Kobe Bryant. I don't know. I think he's a pretty asshole.
Won championships though.
And he wins championships. That's a big deal, right?
You can't be a bad teammate if you're winning championships.
That's true. True. He did win 5 champions. Maybe it's people around him. Asshole. A lot of Boston Bruins I could put on that list. I would not play with. You know who I wouldn't play with is Maxime Lapierre.
Maxime Lapierre.
I
okay.
would punch him in the throat.
No respect for him.
No. I would if I signed with a team that he was playing with, I would punch him in the throat right away. First practice, I would punch him in the throat.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah.
He's just cocky. He's just it's one of those players I just want to punch right in the throat.
Yeah, I can imagine you doing something.
Sean Avery.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Avery back in the day was a bit of an asshole-ish guy.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Alex Rodriguez. I wouldn't play with it.
There you go.
I wouldn't play with him. He's like the prima donna type thing. Like it's like there's definitely no team.
Yeah,
when
I agree
he's
with you
around.
totally there. Yeah.
Doesn't matter if he plays for the Yankees or anybody.
Yeah, he's probably the best answer.
Yeah, Rodriguez, he's an asshole in my opinion.
He's the poster child for bad teammates.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more.
God damn. Asshole. What did I say? I had 4 already?
Yeah, Kobe. Well, does Kobe count?
Yeah. Let's say Kobe for now. Maybe
So Kobe, Rodriguez, Avery, LaPierre.
Let's try to find basketball. There's no assholes in basketball. Randy Moss.
Not bad at all.
I think he's a bit same boat as Rodriguez, Alex Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of an asshole-ish kind of guy.
But a talent, yeah.
Yeah, he's talented.
A talented asshole.
Yeah, but he's never won it. Has he won a championship? The Patriots. Did he win? No,
Did
they traded him.
he? Didn't. I think they lost. They lost to the Giants the year that he made it to the Super Bowl with them. No,
That's true.
I believe.
How about you?
Ribeiro. I've always despised Ribeiro.
Yeah.
Mike Ribeiro. We mentioned him earlier, but yeah, he's the one who gave me the idea for this list. As far as well, it's kind of hard to argue with the ones you bring up. I mean, you have pretty good answers.
Yeah.
Rodriguez, yeah. I don't know if I'd necessarily say Kobe. Who's another?
Vince Carter.
Yeah. Vince Carter.
Tracy McGrady.
Yeah. I don't know. They were good while they were there in
Yeah.
Toronto. And I mean, but yeah, Carter, yeah. Seriously, though, he did fuck over that franchise big time. Stinking it up to get traded away for fucking. Did they get anything decent for him when they traded him to New Jersey? They got nothing.
They got Morning. No.
Yeah, they did. And right away, he didn't want to stay with them. They made it. He made them trade him right away.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm putting him on the list too now. Lonzo Mourning.
Yeah, Morning. Patrick Ewing too.
Mike Bossy. I've heard many stories
yeah?
about Mike Bossy being a real dick of a teammate.
Wow.
Yeah. I've heard some first-hand accounts. So even though
Really?
I never saw him play live, yeah, I've heard quite some things about him not being the nicest guy.
I can. Maybe.
Being very selfish because he went to my old high school.
Really?
And one of my friends, his dad was in the same class as he was, same grade. He was never really in class, but even back then, he was an asshole. And he's not a very smart guy either, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Breaking news right here on the Modern Maverick Podcast.
great
Well,
hockey
breaking
player,
news.
but an asshole. Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, not that. I mean, certain things you can understand. But I mean, Theo Fleury seemed to be a bit of a problem. Obviously, he had his issues.
Definitely issues, yeah.
But I mean, I don't know.
It's hard.
He is.
It's hard.
I mean, have you seen his documentary? He is a
Yeah.
bit of an asshole. This
is.
is a bit of a douchebag.
Yeah, he is a douchebag.
He's got an ego.
But-
But can you blame him?
Fuck, man.
What can you say? It's hard to
Athletes.
judge when you can't. Really,
You've never been there type thing?
Yeah, and that's hard to imagine putting yourself into somebody's shoes when they've been through that, right?
Fuck.
So yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
had some
Those
issues.
are them, I guess. That's top of my head.
Yeah. It's pretty
But
good.
which one did you have for me?
I have
five for me.
a little more in-depth, more...
Oh shit!
the top 5 unforgettable life moments. Things you will never, ever, ever forget that's happened in the world while you were alive.
September 11th.
That's
one of those
probably
moments
number
where-
1 on everybody's list, right?
It's one of those things where you remember exactly where you were when it happened. It's that cliche, but yeah, for sure. Owen Hart dying at No Mercy there back in the day. Yeah, that marked me pretty bad. Let's see. Unforgettable moments. Canada winning the gold medal the first time in hockey. Back in the day, the first time they did it there in since first time in 50 years. That was a pretty big deal. That was pretty emotional when they beat USA there in the final.
Oh, 2002.
Yeah, the one in Salt Lake City
with Lemieux and Yzerman. And
yeah, that was pretty unforgettable.
Iginla and
I remember that's one where I remember exactly where I was sitting, and what bar, what seat, you know, what TV I was looking at.
I remember that too.
Definitely remember that.
OJ
Simpson. Yeah, how can you forget that for sure? OJ Simpson and my first blowjob. Yeah.
Obviously, first time you get laid.
No. Personal
I
stories. I mean, that would be Jesus Christ. I'm dripping here. I don't know. What's the fifth one? Seen the Blackhawks win the cup.
That's good.
Seeing the Blackhawks win the cup after being a fan for 20-something years, and to finally see them win as an adult, that was pretty memorable.
I'd have to say O.J. Simpson, September 11th, the Blue Jays winning the World Series in 92.
I remember watching that too. Yeah, that's a good one.
Team, that's very long time ago. I don't remember it, but I wish I could remember, is when Team Canada won the Canada Cup.
Yes.
Versus Russia.
Yeah.
With Gretzky and Lemieux and everybody.
Yeah, I remember that one. Slightly, vaguely.
Yeah.
We were young though.
Yeah, I was, what was it, 86?
I was in
87.
Yeah,
87.
Yeah. I just remember Donovan Bailey winning the gold medal at the Olympics, the 100-meter race.
I don't remember that.
I
don't remember him winning, but I don't remember the moment.
I totally remember that one for many different reasons that I won't mention on air.
It was it's subsequently the same time as your first blowjob.
Something along those lines. So, it made it extra memorable. But, I totally remember that, too. So,
I remember more Ben Johnson winning the gold.
Really? I don't remember that.
I remember Bailey.
I don't remember.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's 88, but still, I kind of remember that more than Bailey winning. I remember Bailey against Johnson in that 250-meter
where
race.
He pulled out.
Yeah.
He's a chicken.
He's chicken, mate.
He's a chicken.
So, those are a few of my unforgettable moments. But mostly number one on everybody's list will be September 11th, everybody of our generation.
Definitely.
For sure. It's like a JFK moment where were you when he got shot or type thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's my top 5.
Cool.
So.
Top 5.
Top 5. We are so drained. I can see the energy.
It's so hot in
escaping
here.
our
Sorry,
bodies.
guys, if our enthusiasm was
I'm realizing
today
people are listening
for episode 20.
It's like lullaby time. It just took us 20 minutes to go over this top 5.
Sorry, guys, but we got to wrap this up before I lose every ounce of liquid in my body.
You're gonna make 170 sooner than you thought.
Yeah, it's like a sauna. It's crazy.
It is.
But for you guys, for our listeners, we've endured the heat and we persevered and we've recorded episode 20 of what is hopefully many more episode 20s, episode 40 and 60.
Next time we'll do. Do we do something big for 25? 25
quarter.
Since we didn't really get to do something extra special today.
Yeah. We're going to try to get people involved with the podcast more and more, even if it's just our friends or people, experts in certain things. But I'm definitely working on getting people involved. I can't imagine having 2 or 3 people more in this. It would be 10 times worse right now. So I might have to wait until after summer to get some people in our small studio, but for now, maybe over the phone, something. Definitely working on something for our listeners. So thanks for tuning in for episode 20 of the Modern Maverick Podcast. Thanks again to Orage Design for our sponsors, Orage Design. Check them out at oragedesign.com. And also a big thank you to 3-Player Co-op. Big shout out to 3-Player Co-op. If you're into gaming, check out their podcast. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah. How cool was seeing Brian's head floating in between ours last week?
It was pretty awesome.
That was pretty cool.
I apologize for the audio sync. I had some problems. Hopefully, we won't have this problem happen again with the YouTube video. My editing skills could not persevere. And but hopefully it was one and done, and hopefully the sinking problem will be not a factor in the future podcast. So once again, thank you for tuning in, and check you next week for another episode of the Modern Maverick Podcast.